I mentioned that letting it sit at room temperature to get that fizz, okay? What happens is, let's reverse it. When you refrigerate something, especially something that the yeast in particular, it slows down the process, which is good when your kombucha tea is fermented to a point. Because if you leave out the kombucha, gradually over time, if you leave it out too long, let's say when we fill up this bottle, we let it sit for like 3-4 months, it's going to continue to ferment because there's still, even though we tested the pH and we waited a long time, there is still some sugar left in that kombucha. And because it is a living organism, the yeast will continue to eat that sugar and produce gas, right? Only difference is this time the bottle is capped and that gas doesn't escape through our breathable muslin cloth. It is it can't escape. It's capped, right? So instead, that gas is getting built up, making that effervescence, right? When you refrigerate it, it kind of cuts that process or slows it down dramatically. Well, the first couple of days, we want to encourage that process because we want that the rest of the sugar to continue to eat that yeast. One, it lowers your sugar content, and two, it builds up that that effervescence. Okay. So those are some tips. Again, real quick, we're filling up our bottle pretty much to the top, okay, or as much to the top as we can, and we're letting it sit out for about 3 to 5 days. Then we're going to refrigerate. Okay. Test it. If it's not as fizzy as you'd like, you can do a few things, and we'll show you in a second how what those things are.